Let's get it.
Should be coming on.
Oh, there you go.
All right, there you go.
Yeah, my brother.
Peace.
What's going on, man?
Peace, beloved. How are y'all?
Good. First, let me introduce you right, man. This is right here, man. You got Terrell Blair, one of the pioneers for underground hip hop in the Bronx. Bronx OG, Bronx legend. He was your favorite DVDs forefather. Like, this is the man who really took his time to put niggas on. You understand what I'm saying? A man, he doesn't take enough credit for himself, but I'll say it for him. You know what I mean? What's going on? How you doing, brother?
You know, I'm good, man. I was just doing first and foremost, thank you, man. And of course, yeah, I'm just loving life, man. I'm blessed, man. I've been doing these album reviews, man.
Mm-hmm.
And I just got off of one, man, with an underground artist, man. So I'm just having fun, man, and I'm just happy, man. And I want to, just thank you for, reaching out. I don't know what's going on, but it's you, Peso. So I just chimed in. I was about to get into family mode, but I'm I
appreciate it.
Listen, I love the culture so much, man, that, when you said Fred, right, my phone has been going off like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
The day of and prior to that, you know what I mean? Because we, most of the artists I got a great relationship with. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
And with that being said, most of them, as you stated, a lot of them started out, in our cameras and shit. You dig what I'm saying? And
right.
and it was never a thing where, yeah, you knew them then, but you don't have a relationship with them now. In the 20 years, man, I've been doing shows, events, this and that, and they all involved. You dig what I'm saying? Ain't no going through their managers. It's going straight through them.
Right. Well, we got an interview with you on PMG Radio, so you can go back to that to check out the history of Terrell Blair. We get in depth there. But even now, what keeps you going with wanting to always shed light on emerging talent?
You know how individuals, play ball, smoke weed, and everything else. It's an addiction for me. You know what I mean? I love the culture so much. I'm 45 plus, man, and I think that when I got in the game, people change up. When I first got in the game, we started filming in 1998.
Right.
And being from the Bronx, coming home from prison, man, I seen dudes that I want to be real meticulous in the wordplay. We was doing the battles. You dig what I'm saying? And I just wanted it to be a vehicle to keep an eye on the up and coming artists. And as time began to progress, of course, a lot of money was thrown at me, but I didn't want to sell my soul. You dig? And I knew that if I did that, then I would relinquish why I officially got in the game. It's hard to maintain.
But how are you? Not to cut you off, brother. How were you able to find such amazing talent from like Own P to Fred Da God to Streets to Fox 5 to all these guys early at that time? How were you able to find these dudes?
Well, remember we had the cameras out. You dig what I'm saying? And with those cameras, they sort of gravitated towards us. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
When we put out our first DVD, I want to say that was like 99, 2000. That floated through the neighborhood like if it was a drug,
Tell them the name of the DVD so they could go look back at it.
That was Hood Life Cypher DVDs.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it was Hood Life Cypher DVDs. And I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say that, I went out and found them. After a while, I started finding them. I can consider myself a street A&R. You dig what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Yeah, I went out and it's crazy because I keep that same type of tempo as of now. You dig what I'm saying? Like, so now doing these Instagram lives, I didn't know nothing about it. I ain't even gonna lie. 3 weeks ago, I wasn't even in tune with that. I was still interviewing, doing this, doing that, doing the military ground concerts. And at this point, I'm 12 interviews in with that, but focusing on individuals that I love and I feel that have an edge. You dig what I'm saying? Not what the industry, because if you get caught up in the industry and in that mindset, man, you'll sell your soul,
Take us back, because you know the reason why I got you up here,
right?
because you really come from it from the grassroots level. Like you were literally there from the beginning. So
Right.
take us back to that first time you heard Fred.
Oh,
What was that day like?
Whoa! So we in Cypress Community Center, right?
And then I tell you yesterday, Fred was going to have a battle over there. Remember Mercy? I told you.
Yeah.
When I was like, Fred was going to Cypress, but go ahead.
Merce, how are you, brother? I'm sorry I didn't even, introduce, man. I'm sorry, brother.
Nah, it's all good, man. I'm chilling, man. I'm waiting for you to send me another one of your links.
Yeah.
Text them to me.
Yes, I know, Merce. My apologies, yo, Merce, man. I'm listening. I'm listening to Pace. I'm like, damn, I ain't even greet my guy, man. My apologies.
It's all good, man. It's all good.
But yeah, so you was at Cypress Community Center.
So we were at Cypress Community Center, right? Once again, this had to be. Yeah, we started filming a lot of them, 98, and then bled off into 1999. So I'm gonna keep it 100. Duke Black brought T-Rex, Fred, right? So we already had what we had going on. You know what I mean? We had a few. We had Streets, we had Fox 5. We had a slew of individuals that was already coming there. You dig what I'm saying? So.
Because Streets and them was from your neighborhood. So you started with them.
Right.
And you know what's crazy? Listen, he's saying the same exact things I said yesterday. So it's like, it's real. Because I said the same thing. Like, it was always about, at that time, the two monsters at that time was T-Rex and Fred. But go ahead. So yeah. Fred comes through.
Fred Fred got the leather jacket on with the braids, right? So, we like, we cocky with it. We because it the birthplace of the DVDs is from our hood. You know what I mean?
Right.
We from that.
Y'all in y'all hood. So.
And we in our hood, right? Your man Fred gets on, right? Your man starts spitting, the crowd goes, right? Now we dogs. And at that time, I wasn't hosting. We had a different team. So I was just about, keeping structure.
Right.
I'm like, oh my God, right? So he's going. Then Rex go. Actually, him and Rex, if I remember, I think they battled, but they came together. Eventually they did. I got, because Rex hit me. No. Rex hit me yesterday. No, Friday, because of course he wants the footage. A lot of people, and so, but when Fred went, dogs, it was crazy.
Yeah, him and Rex battled like 6 times. Like they battled, man.
Yeah.
But it's like, the first time you heard him spit, you was like, this kid here, man.
Yo, the first time I heard him spit, once again, the cameras was on him. We always wanted him. Mm-hmm. So, but here's the difference. Remember, Streets he was a cocky dude. Right. So Streets was like, you got to understand, his ego at the time was like, you couldn't come into our this here and stand out.
Right.
So anybody that came there, Streets was coming at them.
Fact. That's a fact.
Anybody.
That's a fact, because Streets was the man in this hood.
Right. Anybody. So remember. So then remember. Here's what's so crazy about it. So now we growing, right?
Right.
We're growing, but we're still staying at a point where we're still capturing the everybody. The Load of Lux come through, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, every artist, man. Remember, French ran with us. French ran with me. French Montana ran with us for a while. You dig what I'm saying?
And I'm gonna say this. I know you ain't gonna say it, but you actually spearheaded the Cocaine City DVD. A lot of people don't know that. It actually came from your joint. Well, go ahead.
Yeah. Yo, people, y'all something else. But anyway, right? So I'm gonna tell you what's crazy, because even with French and Fred, French was always in the back end. They was like, yo, man, you think he's something? We got French, but he ain't developed like that. You dig what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Fred was always at the forefront. Like Fred and Fred would never back down on a challenge.
What's some of the battles you seen him have?
I seen him go at TA. You know, TA now run with Fat Joe and them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember TA. Yep.
Yeah, TA. He run with Fat Joe. Fred. I mean, he battled the whole team. Man, I'm looking for the footage right now. You know, I got all. You know, I'm just like, yo, this dude. You know, I got so much footage of him. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
So dudes is reaching out at this current moment, like still reaching out. You dig what I'm saying? But so with Fred, remember, so he was running with Duke from Loose Cannons, and once I heard Fred, I wanted more. I'm not gonna lie, I wanted more and more. So I heard Fred had so much footage. He was like a Pac at that time. But a lot of the music wasn't being placed out.
Right.
You know what I mean? It wasn't being placed out.
But at that time, I don't even think it was so much about music for him yet. Because at that time, Fred's thing was just making sure everybody knew he was nice.
True.
That's like all he really cared about at that time. And it's crazy that you said, because I remember one of the days he went to Cyprus. I remember I was just telling this story yesterday. Was it yesterday, Mercy, we did this?
Oh, yeah, yesterday, yep.
I was just telling the story yesterday about one of the days when I bumped into Fred's crew and they was about to go over to Cyprus to battle. You know what I mean? And that's really all he wanted to do at that time was just let niggas know he was fire.
Yo.
You understand what I'm saying?
And it's crazy because at the time, our block was still wild, right?
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, when we had those events, right, dogs, the cops, everything, because they would bring teams. It's not two dudes was coming. It was 10, 15 dudes.
From like 10 different hoods in the Bronx.
Dogs. So
and not to cut you off, niggas don't know. In the Bronx, see, in Harlem, it's like a block by block thing, right? In the Bronx, it's like neighborhood by neighborhood. Like you got Cypress, you got Patterson, you got Fox, you got all of these different hoods. Right. So if you could imagine putting 10 different hoods in one place, shit could get crazy.
Peso, you couldn't have said it no better. Yo, it got to the point, right? Especially when Fred would come with the team. Mm-hmm. So once again, we concerned about their team, but we knew that they was good because Duke was great in our town. You know what I mean? Like he was originally from our hood as well. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
So we knew when that was coming through. Plus the word was already out that we got an event going on that day.
Right.
The greater concern was that other hoods coming in. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
And lo and behold, we never had no beef. Like
no.
I'm talking about they had their little beefs in betweens. You dig what I'm saying? Because of course everybody wanted to be that person. You dig what I'm saying? But when it came to those events, God is good. We never had a fist fight. We brought Philly. No. We brought Philly to Cypress Avenue.
Y'all brought Philly to the Bronx and nothing happened?
Dogs. And when when Philly came with about 10 cars deep.
God damn.
We couldn't do it we did it in the center for a little, for about an hour, and then we had to go into the schoolyard.
I remember. Okay.
And the cars was, oh man.
So you're not gonna tell them you had Reed Dollars in New York first?
Yeah. I mean,
you gonna leave that out?
Bass, I'm gonna let you dictate this, man. You dig what I'm saying? I'm gonna let you. Bass, you know I'm humble with this, man.
Yeah, he had them dudes out there. Like he had Reed out here first. Like Reed came because Reed was tearing niggas up in Philly.
Yes.
So Reed came out to New York and he was on Terrell joint.
Yeah. My boy, Too Raw for the Streets, right? We went to Philly, right? We have officially went out to Philly. You dig what I'm saying? I was doing a little filming out there, and Too Raw for the Streets. He actually put out a DVD way before a lot of individuals. You know what I mean? Like I consider myself one of those individuals that kind of put it out early. You dig what I'm saying? But he was doing VCR. He had VHS tapes, right? So when we went out there, we was like, yo, listen, man, let's put something together. You dig what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I was like, yo, man, he was like, yo, I remember the dialogue. He didn't want to, yo, man, we'll be in your turf. I said, nah, but you're going to be good, man. I'm good out there. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
and Reed Dollars came through, man. He battled Shell's brother first.
Yeah. Yep.
He battled Shell Mr. first. You dig what I'm saying?
Yep. I remember that. Yep.
And RJ Payne, who's currently RJ Payne right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was Peso, work with me. Hollow Man. He was he was Hollow. He was
Rain Man.
Rain Man, right?
Rain Man,
he was Rain Man at the time, and he battled Fox.
Yeah, I remember.
Woo! Then
but at that time, did you know what you was filming at that time, or was it just like waking up in the morning and just doing something?
No, well, I mean, and it says, talk to me, Peso. Give me a little more on that.
Like you know how to think about years later, how many of these guys started on your camera? Did you know how special it would turn out to be? To have those archives?
Nah, I'm gonna give you one better. You listen, can I Joel Ortiz was supposed to come here that day.
Okay.
He pulls up. His manager, right? Dennis, they pulls up. He was sick.
Mm-hmm.
They pulled up on a corner. They came anyway.
Right.
No, I never told this, but they were supposed to be there that day. They still pulled up on the corner. I was like, I ran out. Right? I ran out and I was like, don't even worry about it. He wasn't big enough, like he was still bubbling. He may not even remember this, but Dennis knows, you know what I mean?
Right. He was supposed to battle that day.
Yes, he was supposed to battle that day.
Wow. Crazy.
The day of the Philly stuff.
Wow.
But yeah, I didn't remember, Peso, you see how you say, like, people get mad at me to this day, like, yo, big bro, man, you supposed to be telling the story and exposing it, you know.
I get on you all the time about that.
Yeah. But a lot of people know the story. So now, like right now, in situations like this, you know, my phone has been going off crazy. Any little situations, I'm feeling good because people can, you know, they'll tag me. You know, I met him. Like I'm speaking to Saigon yesterday, right? Mm-hmm. Saigon, like, yo, Sai, he was like, yo, you know, they know me from jail. Like, yo, wow, I met Fred through you. And I'm like, I don't remember. But I'm gonna tell the story quickly. About 9 years ago, y'all know Tech Nine, the big Tech Nine, Strange Music.
Right. Yeah.
They wanted to meet up with a host of artists from New York, French Montana, Fred Da Godson. I had Buck Wild. I had Fred come through, and they rented the bottom of a hotel. And they just wanted to. Now remember, these dudes got a strong footprint anyway, but they wanted more of a footprint in New York. You dig what I'm saying? So I don't be remembering a lot of stuff until people be like, yo, I met him through you. So now I'm getting all these tags, and they like, I met Fred through you. I'm like, did you? I don't know.
But you got all of them game tapes though, man. You got to start letting them game tapes out that vault, man.
Yeah, no. Yo, you know what's crazy because a couple of months ago, I just gave them to my guy so that he could digitize everything. You dig what I'm saying? And
right.
some of the tapes, you know, we had to, you know, there's a process in which some of them got a little messed up, but we you know, we revitalized, you know, we're bringing them back to life, man. So I'm gonna start putting a lot of them out. You dig what I'm saying?
Right. In terms of just, you know, Fred as an MC, man, if somebody wasn't familiar with him, what could you say about his lyrical skill set?
I want to say this. Fred's skills, I don't even think that he recognized how powerful his skills were. I say that in the sense of me traveling, you know, with my, you know, with the DVDs, you know, up until, like I said, the last 10 years, there's a lot of artists from different states, right? That Fred, I don't think that a lot of the New York artists took advantage of touring. He was so lyrically inclined that I would have dudes from Chicago, a lot of Midwest, West Coast that wanted to link with him. You dig what I'm saying? And remember, you know, I'm not to say that his buzz dwindled, but of course he had a moment, a strong moment, right?
Right.
A strong moment, but Fred was still who he was. He can still, you know, out-rap the best of them. His punchline game was crazy. And it would amaze me to this day, to last year, where dudes just still reach out. yo, I want to do something with Fred, man. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so
he definitely was one of them dudes where, you know, if you respected penmanship, you wanted to get next to him.
Right. Like, so like I said, up until last year, dudes were still calling for him, and I'm like, wow. But you know, to now, to me, Fred is like still on a pedestal, but he's like, okay, cool. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like all these other artists, you want to put the money. Nah, I got to do something with Fred.
Right. Fact. Nah, fact. That's a fact, man. What was it like hearing about his passing, man? Like, what was that like for you?
I'm gonna tell you how I heard it officially. So I'm gonna give you a story. So the beginning of March. So I started filming a series called, you know, I was dealing with all the producers, all music producers. You dig what I'm saying? So, matter of fact, the ending of February, the beginning of March, I wanted to get the Heat Makers. Heat Makers was on my DVDs, so on my crack DVDs. So of course I was DMing and it couldn't really reach. So I said, you know what? Hold up, let me call Fred. Remember, this is March. I called Fred. Fred is in the studios, right? Right. With Austin, right? He's in the studios. I said, yo, Fred, I need to. He said, I'm gonna do you one better. Put me on the phone. We already knew each other. It was just we couldn't, connect. So I said I wanted to interview him. The following week, the second week in March, 2020, I go interview him. Fred's there. Lo and behold, this is real talk. Lo and behold, we start talking about what? Coronavirus.
Wow.
We're talking about coronavirus. It's the second week in March. And I don't really like to get caught up in the theories, but we talked about that and so on and so forth. Fred says, yeah, my man has it, we just talking about how we want to protect ourselves. Lo and behold, the following, maybe week and a half later, we go into this mode. Right. A couple of weeks down the line, he's in the hospital for that. Right. Fast forward, you said, how do I feel? The last week, I handle a lot of Hattie Rack's music, a lot of his, business. Of course now Hattie's, I'm getting better from coronavirus, right? I call him.
Hattie's dealing with it too?
Yeah, Hattie's currently still dealing with it.
Oh wow, I didn't know that, man. Salute to Hattie Racks.
Right. So and he's getting much better. His breathing is much better as of now. So I called him. I called him to check in on him. I was amped. I had to tell him something. This was Thursday. Right? Thursday. Right. Yes, Thursday. So I said, how you feeling? He said, big bro, I'm feeling a little better. So I said, what's wrong, man? He said, big bro, I'm feeling messed up about Fred. I said, what do you mean, Fred? He said, he didn't want to say it. And I said, he passed. And I just dropped the phone, right? Right. Not dropped the phone, but I just said, y'all, I'll call you back. Crazy, I'm gonna tell you, and what's so crazy, so I'm like feeling it, I'm zoned out. Right. 5 minutes later, T-Rex calls me. Big bro, you heard what happened? And then my phone just kept going off, man. Right. And it was just downhill from there, man. You dig what I'm saying?
Well, I thought it'd be important, to get somebody like you who went so way back with Fred, like who really seen his growth as an artist from the very beginning. You know what I mean? Just to speak on him and his legacy and all of that stuff, man. And the amount of history you got in that noggin of yours, brother, man,
Yeah, man.
Woo, yeah. You got a whole museum of stuff up there, yo.
Yeah, man. One day I'll eventually tell it, man. And I think what happens though, Peso, is that, in the process of me filming, right? Here's the difference. Here's the difference between what I've done and what a host of other individuals done that was in the DVD game, right? Right. Like for me, I don't think that some people won't call it selling their souls, but I didn't want to sell my soul, right? But I was also tangible, right? So here's the difference. As I grew, I always remained humble. So if you reached out to me, Peso, like to this day, you hit me with the yo. Did I respond?
Right. That's it. Yes, that's simple. Yep, that's simple.
That simple. And it was that way back in the days. You dig what I'm saying? Where dudes, even the artists, like French, when French blew, yo, big bro, don't put that footage out, man.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So I didn't expose a lot of individuals, you dig what I'm saying? And there was a lot of stuff that dudes was talking about to me, right? Because they knew that I wouldn't go or get on a space or whatever it is, or just put it out there. You dig what I'm saying? So the confidentiality was there for me, you know, in regards to stories. You dig what I'm saying?
No, that's a fact.
Yeah, so it was hard for me, you know, to maintain a level of putting stories out there, because a lot of it was just built in confidence. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. I get what you're saying. I get like, because you got so many relationships with so many different people, and a lot of these sometimes there's conflicts within those people, not with you, but with those people.
Right.
And you don't want to throw yourself in the middle of some shit that really ain't got nothing to do with you.
Right. And during those times, especially, you know, that's what it became. I got into problems. You see what I'm saying? It was times with dudes, yo, why are you putting this dude on your DVD? You from the Bronx, and how you gonna put this? Even to the point where when I went out to different states, dudes considered Hood Life Cypher's DVDs sellouts. I'm gonna give you another one better.
Right.
I don't care. We started the battle rap. All them cats.
That's a fact.
All of them got in contact with me.
That is a fact. That's not just you saying it. That's the truth. Battle rap in the Bronx on the camera started on Hood Life Cyphers.
Right. And I never really put it out there like that. But Pesos, all of them called me for certain artists.
Right.
All of them. Right. So I say that to say that, you know, I remember pushing Hood Life Cypher because the good thing about me in regards to that was that I realized that I was becoming pigeonholed, because people don't realize that battle rap at one point, quote unquote, started dying down, right?
Yeah.
I had a distributor. Now, this is when I learned distribution. This is what took me over the edge. This is what really put me out there legitimately, because I was getting bootlegged, right? So most of what Fred and all them dudes was experiencing as far as their growth was via bootlegs in other states, right? So with that being said, I started learning distribution. One distributor told me, yo, people don't want battle rap no more. I'm gonna tell you this. The following maybe 6 months down the line, they call me back, right? And say, yo, and I'm not gonna lie, Smack comes in, right? And I'm not taking away from him. I like what Smack did, because he was dealing with
you just giving a timeline. You just giving a timeline.
Right. He creates a platform for larger artists. Remember, we were always those that we always dealt with that underground appeal, even though
using the streets heavy in the streets.
Right. Smack gets that. He got mainstream artists, he did it smart. And then he had some battles on there. They called me back. Yo, different states is inquiring about it. At the time, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little upset.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie.
Because you tried to bring it to him early.
Right. Yeah. What I started doing was I started selling my masters to certain states first. You dig what I'm saying? I sold it to them, but there was no conflict. Like I could still, after I got my monies and they sold about 4,000 or 5,000, I was able to still bring them back to to New York and all the surrounding states and all the other states.
Right. Real shit. But you know what? It's crazy how things come full circle, right? Because so much of what's going on now goes back to what you was doing way back then.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? And you definitely got like the blueprint to a lot of this shit in your vault. Like, you know what I mean? When you want to take somebody back to the early stage of something to see, like, listen, this is where we was at with this. This is what we was doing. This was how great it was. Even when you got so much footage of just Fred rapping, it's insane.
Yeah, yo, Peso, how you know, man? Listen.
Telling you.
Yo, dude, I'm watching how people are posting stuff, right? Like, I just recently did a show with him, and November. You dig what I'm saying? And I just put that up, and dudes like, yo. And I'm like, up until this day, I still got stuff with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So in the vote, yeah, man.
Yeah, so my brother, I just wanted, like I said, I just wanted to get you up here just to give some of that history on Fred, because you and him go so way back, and you definitely seen it front and center, and I'm glad that I'm glad homage is being paid.
Yeah.
I'm so glad to see that, because he deserves it. He deserves all of it.
Truly.
It's more emotional for us because we know him, like, you know what I mean, like we go back with him, like. You know what I mean? So it's a little bit more emotional for us. But just to see, the DJ Khaled's and the DJ Premiers and the Fabulous and all of these guys talking about him. You understand what I'm saying? I think it's so dope and it's so extraordinary. And he is the Bronx.
Right. Yeah, I want to tell you the story, right? I remember sitting down with them, and they wanted to do something with Mano, right?
Yeah.
And it's crazy because Mano has really started bubbling, and I was locked down with Mano, and that's my guy,
Right.
And it would hurt me because I knew Fred was far and beyond these cats. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah, right. Definitely.
And then it made me feel good internally when that following couple of months or a year down the line they rocking together. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I would tell them it's just a matter of time. You dig what I'm saying? So it made me feel good when I seen them together. You know what I mean? Like, those are the type of stories that I've never exposed. You know what I mean? I've really just told this story now. You know what I mean? But it was stories, and that I'm not saying that is a story that you shouldn't have told. It's nothing crazy, but to see those, man, for me, I'm like, damn, man, I was part of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Man, listen, I tell you, every time I talk to you, you don't give yourself enough credit.
Everybody say that, man. But I'm glad that I'm here now. And Peso, however you want, I'm here, man. I am here, man.
I know. You always a click away. I know that, man.
Always a click away, man.
Yeah, man. But like I said, I always enjoy getting it from you because the vision you had was so early.
Right.
Like you had a vision that was like, every time I see what's going on, I think about you, because your vision was so early in the game. You seen it before a lot of people saw it.
Right. You know what's so crazy about it, but I never thought that it would grow to this point. I put out 25 DVDs, man. 25, man. Between the crack DVDs and the hood life, man. And it's crazy because even when I come across a lot of the youngins, right?
Yeah.
Dudes will pull up on me, like if I go to certain events, even if I love it so much that I'll go to an event. When it's a person that knows you, when they be like, Hood Life Cypher DVDs, because usually dudes that say Hood Life, but when a person says, when a person says Hood Life Cyphers,
right. They go to that time.
Yeah, they be like, yo, you may not know me, man, but and they be amongst people, and I be trying to be on the low, and I be like, yeah, all right, bro. You know what I mean? So it does give me that. It does give me that. You know what? You created a path, man, and you're a part of history and in a form of format. In some form of.
No, it definitely got to the point. I remember it was times when people was literally hunting you down to get on your camera. They was trying to find out where you was at. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
listen. I had Pete Powers on the Pete Powers is from the Bronx, right? So I just did his Instagram live. Nice, right? So he asked me, he said, yo, it wasn't supposed to turn around. He asked me, he says, yo, how did you learn about me? I said, yeah, you called on some real street stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You called my phone on some gangster stuff. Mm-hmm. And so that's what I used to experience. Yo, you know what I mean, Peso? Like, how do you call me on my phone on some gangster stuff because you want to get on my DVD?
Right. But that's how powerful it was. That's how powerful it was. Like, people were literally doing whatever to get on the joint, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, like I said, man, just rest in peace, Fred Da God.
Rest in peace, Fred.
An incredible talent and an even more incredible person.
Very, very humble. Very humble.
Because, like you said, even in the height of him having a record on the radio every 5 minutes, he would never tell you no.
Yeah. Yo, listen, to the point where, once again, I remember the second military grind joint that he did for us in Harlem, right?
Yeah.
Of course, you know, I respect protocol. I'm not gonna lie, Peso, right?
Yeah.
And
Right.
remember, these artists started from me, so I ain't gonna lie. I'd still get in my Terrell Blair stuff, right? Because I'm like,
Right. Yeah,
nah,
of course.
right. But some of them have different types of schedules. I remember calling. I knew he was running with the Twins at the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I would hit Fred, right?
Yep.
What Fred would do is, come on, big bro. So I say, throw me a number, you know? Here you go, Fred.
Right.
Come on, big bro. Don't do me like that, man.
Right.
You know,
Right. Because he don't want to throw you no, I mean, like.
Right. And then he would be like, yo, big bro, just speak to my manager. I go speak to them, and they the same way. Come on, big bro. Come on, man.
Right.
You know, so he was that way. He was the most humbling brother to the T, man.
To the end, man. So salute to Fred Da God, man. May his soul rest in power. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Tell him all of your social media and all of that stuff before we get up out of here.
I am Terrell Blair. HLMmedia.com, which is the overall company. We used to be called Hood Life Movement, but you know, we grown folk now, so you do the HLM Media. And I got militarygrind.com as well. And we have a website, which is HLMmedia.com, and it has a slew of everything on there. And just be on the lookout, because we'll have archival footage up there within the next few months.
And you do a lot for emerging artists, upcoming artists. So let them know, like, if they want to get in touch with you to get on one of your stages or something, how would they go about that?
You can email me, Terrell.Blair, TERRELL.Blair@gmail.com. You can DM me. Yo, dogs, I had my number for about 15 years or so, right? So I don't even care. They get my number somewhere or the other, man. I ain't even gonna throw it out there because they got it. But anyway,
definitely reach out.
Love,
my
man.
brother, man. Always. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you. Love.
Right.
Anything y'all need, I'm here. Peace.
You already. All right.
And send me this, man. And when y'all get it edited, I'll put it out.
I got you. Will do.
Say no more. Peace.
All right.